Okay, so it's now time to get your phones, tablets, and start getting interactive. It's Jay and I with Gladys Oredo. She's looking smashy as always.
You behaving like Steve.
I'm in his shoes, so I need to behave like him.
Yeah.
So what do we have for Jay and I? For us, it's being sad because there's some huge fire out there, and it's becoming very difficult to quench it.
It's not all good though. We're still talking about KKD and the issues surrounding him and the lady.
I hear the lady has dropped all charges.
She has withdrawn all charges. She says she's no longer interested
in the case.
So what next? That's what we're looking at.
What next? I was about to ask you.
If I tell you now.
Okay, so let's see what's going on.
Right, thank you so much, Aisha. So it has been a day of never-ending drama, and just when we thought we have had enough of one issue, another suddenly pops up. In the next half hour, we explore the many issues that have surrounded the KKD scandal. Stay tuned.
Joy News Interactive is brought to you in association with
Surfline, it's about time.
Joy News Interactive is brought to you in association with
Surfline, it's about time.
You're welcome to JN Interactive. The social media handles you could use to be part of this conversation is we have our facebook.com/joynews on TV. Quickly get there and send your comments on Facebook. Also, you could also send us a tweet to twitter.com/joynews on TV. The handles are at Joy News on TV and then JN Interactive GH. You could also send email via joynewsim@multitvworld.com, or perhaps you just want to be on your phone and be WhatsApping. The number is 0540109009. Quickly send your comments to us on all those social media handles. Well, so it all started on December 27 when the 19-year-old Erefi Orleans Thompson accused the entertainment icon of raping her in a hotel washroom. Yes, KKD admitted having sex with Erefi, but says it was consensual. KKD was brought before the Kaneshi District Magistrates Court after he had been detained for 3 days in police cells. The court refused him bail and remanded him into police cells where he has remained since. However, things took a dramatic turn Tuesday when Erefi sent a letter to police prosecutors saying she is no longer interested in pursuing the case. Well, we have been talking to some of you about what you make of this issue. Let's take our first video blog.
This thing has been on the airwaves, in the news for some time now, and I think it's a very big disgrace for KKD. It has tarnished his image because some of us, we know him to be a very good person in the media. He's done a lot, and we are very proud of him, even not in Ghana alone, in abroad and all that. So when we heard this story, I mean, it was shocking. But then I think if he can take it to another level, he can sue the girl for wasting his time and then tarnishing his image.
Well, I think that is a very good decision because it will help also save the image of the girl, because the way they are dragging the issue back and forth, I think that it will put a stop to all this hula baloo, and so I think that it is a right step in the right direction, so it must be accepted.
Honestly, from the first day I heard of the issue, I thought this whole thing was just like a setup or something, because for the girl to claim KKD has raped her and everything, I don't think it was right. And I think there's someone really behind it. Because looking at KKD's personality, he can't stoop so low to, rape a 19-year-old girl. I don't think he can do that.
For me, I think it's the best decision for her to do, because as an grown-up a person like 19 years, and this issue here and there, rape, something, to me it's not nice for her, because maybe it will affect her somehow. It will affect her in life, so it's the best thing for her to do that.
This issue, I don't really think KKD forced her to have sex. They really understood each other and they did it together. So right now, I think she is rather feeling guilty. That's why she has withdrawn the case. So that's it.
That's the best thing she could do, because looking at the video, what came out, it's like they understood each other. What they did was like they all knew they were going to do it. So for you to, go and report the case that it's a rape case, it was some way. So I think it's okay.
Well, those were some views from some of you, but for many, the KKD case is over. But information gathered indicates that the decision not to pursue the case further now lies with the AG's department and not the judge. Right, let's go online now and speak to a human rights lawyer to give us some interpretation of the case. We have been joined online by lawyer Francis Susu. Hello, Francis. Thank you so much for joining us here.
Yeah, good evening, and good evening to your cherished viewers.
All right, so quickly help us out. What is next? The lady has withdrawn the case, not to pursue anymore. What does that mean for KKD?
Well, I'm sure that this news would give KKD some opportunity to have a sigh of relief. The reason being that when a complainant, who also happens to be the victim, tends to actually withdraw wholly the charges and then the accusation she has made against him, it creates a fertile ground for this case to die a natural death, or even in any event, if the Attorney General exercises their right to go ahead with the case, perhaps create lots of doubt in the case, which would eventually inure to the benefit of KKD.
But some also think that this does not end right away, and that the state can decide to pursue the case further.
Yeah, absolutely correct. You would realize that when there is a criminal matter, it is a case between the accused person and the state, or maybe better still, the state versus the accused person. So the complainant, who also happens to be the victim, is only a witness to the state, so that the state can decide to go ahead whether or not the complainant decides to withdraw from the case. But obviously, if you are going to rely on the complainant, who happens to be the victim, and at the same time, who is supposed to be the star witness of the state, and this same person has come to say that I have withdrawn all the charges or all the allegations I'm making against the accused person, it makes it practically difficult for the state or for prosecution to successfully prosecute the matter. So technically, really, this is the beginning of the end of the case.
I see. So now it's also quite obvious that if it turns out not to be true, KKD has had his image seriously tarnished. What can he do?
Well, I think that, that position must be carefully interrogated because I haven't had the benefit of seeing the letter that was written by the complainant to withdraw the matter. because the content of that letter would be very, very instructive. One, if the letter is saying that maybe she's withdrawing the case because nothing of that sort happened, or that is to say that maybe the sex they had was a consensual sex, what it means is that automatically it opens the victim and the complainant up for an action by the state, because what she would have done was to have committed what we call the deceit of public officer, which is an offense under the criminal code. That is the first, problem. But if she is withdrawing, if she thinks that something like that happened, and yet she's just withdrawing for personal reasons, of course, as a complainant, you have a right to go and make a case, and you have a right to withdraw from the case. So she may, get away with that and nothing would happen. But if it so happened that nothing indeed happened, and yet she made this wild allegation that has seriously injured the reputation of KKD, which I doubt if she will be able to completely rebuild, for the rest of his lifetime, I think that KKD would have an action in court against this lady. But I'm just wondering if, even if he's successful, how he intends executing that that judgment, if that is if he got one.
Francis, there is an apology letter coming from KKD. He says public announcement. I quickly would want to read that to you so you help us out how that could also go to affect the case, if it can affect it in any way. So if you can hold on for us very quickly, I'd like to read it out to you. So it says public announcement with today's date. It goes, I, Kwesi Dakwa, wish to make this public announcement that I truly and sincerely apologize for the public ridicule and disgrace that have ensued by reason of the fleeting pleasure of the flesh involving Erefi Orleans Thompson and myself. I acknowledge I have sinned and have prayed to my God for forgiveness for all that trauma that I have caused this young woman. I plead with all in the name of God to pray for me and spare this lady, especially the media, spare her the media attention. How could this go to affect KKD's case?
Well, in some regard, this could be an admission of the offense, that because if you believe that it caused the young lady trauma, then it probably means that, well, you think you actually did it, and yet decided to deny shame. I believe that if the state wants to pursue this case further, this will be an evidence that can be very incriminating, to KKD himself. But like I said, in criminal trials, the prosecution is required to prove its case beyond all reasonable doubt. And that even if there's a lingering doubt, that doubt must inure to the benefit of the accused person. And even if the state relies on this statement and goes ahead, and yet is unable to get a full cooperation of the victim, who is also the complainant, I'm afraid it will be very, very difficult for the state to secure any conviction. But then again, I think that this whole saga of withdrawal, apology, for me, it's a big indictment again on our own, criminal jurisprudence. And I am waiting to see how this whole thing turns out, because then it will begin to paint pictures of people who are strong, powerful, mighty, rich, easily getting away with offenses that they have committed, against individuals or against the state, for that matter. And the poor and, the have-nots would always even stand trials for things, in fact, that they never did. And that is a bit worrying, and that is a social problem, and I think that we all need to reflect about these things as well.
Let me also try to find out. So in the case where the state pursues the case and find out that nothing really happened, what would the state do to the lady in question?
The state can charge the lady for deceit of public officers. and she can't be prosecuted for that, and in fact she can't be jailed for that offense. If it so happens that nothing indeed happened, and yet she went ahead and deceived everybody that something happened.
All right, Francis, thank you so much. We have been talking to Francis Sosu. He is a human rights lawyer. He has been sharing a bit of interpretation on the KKD issue. Let's quickly take a break here. When we come back, I would take our video blog too. You're welcome back to JN Interactive. So we are taking a look at the issues that have surrounded KKD from ending of last year till now. The lady in question, Erefi Orleans Thompson, has withdrawn and says she's no longer interested in pursuing the case. We have been talking to some of you. Let's quickly take our second video blog.
Actually, he apologizing is the best thing to do. But the thing is, these celebrities who are like now having scandals, like there are scandals with them, they have to be very careful, because you never know when yours will come out. So when you are trailing your day-to-day activities, you just have to be careful.
Oh, that one, I think that is the only thing he can do. Nothing more. That is the only thing, to apologize. That's all.
Well, I think he felt bad about sleeping with a 19-year-old girl. So I think maybe next time he wouldn't repeat that mistake.
Yeah, KKD, see, looking at KKD, he has built some kind of credibility for himself for the past 30 years. And then looking at how things were going, now it's cool. It's cool for him to come out and then apologize. That's the best thing he could do. He can't do anything apart from that. That's the best thing he could do.
I think he has realized that maybe he's done something wrong. That is what he feels, and he's giving the apology. I believe it's from his heart, and if that is what he feels, then we should all accept him. He's human. He's done something wrong and he's apologized. So we all have to accept it like that. We cannot change it.
I also think that I think the family of the lady should also accept it, because if KKD has come out to apologize, I believe that there's a saying that to err is human and to forgive is divine. So I think that his apology has to be accepted, and then we should also let sleeping dogs lie.
Indeed, everyone seems very concerned, and so some of you again offered a piece of advice.
Well, I think teenagers should be careful nowadays and think about their books and school. That's all. And stop following married men around and taking their money.
And nowadays, girls of nowadays, they should just try and then think about themselves. They should think about what they are going to do in the future. And looking at the video, how the girl was following the guy, it's like the girl was not a makeup artist. So why was she following KKD? So girls should learn from that.
Oh, the only advice I have is that, especially our celebrities, a well-known person like KKD and those people like them, we are expecting them to at least use their influence to influence the world about certain things like that. I don't expect a person like him to do that. So if he has come out to apologize, we will accept it. But I will advise the young ladies that somehow they should be careful. Going to a man's room, I don't think, not even a room, a hotel, it's not good. So they should be, I don't know what to say then. They should be careful.
I don't think all these scandals, we should just take it on a high like that. We should rather look into it, like proper investigations must be made into the cases before we go about leaking it and all those stuff to protect the image of our celebrities.
Well, I would say if you are a celebrity, I think that you have to be very careful so that it will help prevent maybe an unforeseen incident. So it's to all celebrities, it's to all human beings, or to all Ghanaians and even humanity at large, that we must be very, very careful, especially in whatever we do. In every encounter that we have with the opposite sex, we have to be very careful.
married people must stay faithful to their partners. Young girls of today must also practice God-fearing attitude and stop chasing men for money and all that, because that is a result of what we are all seeing and hearing. If men are staying faithful to their partners, women are staying faithful to their husbands, such stories will not come out. And young girls too must stay focused, study hard, concentrate on their studies, be God-fearing in everything that they do. And I believe when we do that, we have a peaceful environment to live in.
So those were some pieces of advice for the 19-year-old and every other person, and of course for the 49-year-olds too. You also had your share there. So if I also care to give any advice at all, then I would say 19-year-olds, stay focused. At 19, you still have a lot ahead of you to achieve. Just stay focused on your dreams. And 49-year-olds, please stay within your line. Let's quickly take some comments on Facebook. Let's see what some of you have been talking about. So we said KKD has rendered a public apology for the ridicule and embarrassment caused to himself and the young lady he's alleged to have raped. He's also asking the media to go easy on this embarrassing situation. Should this mark the beginning of an end to the case? And we have a lot of you commenting. So Ronald Yabua says, cheer up after enjoying your consensual or whatever sex you called it. You now come out to apologize. Anyway, whatever has happened, and you have moved from fame to shame. Anyway, to my guys out there who want easy route to paradise, KKD is your angel, or repent now. Eric Duffy says, it's planned work with two families. Smart Bredu says, yes, in my opinion, I think the case should be dropped, though full trial would have helped KKD to clear his name or the otherwise. Stephen Akwesi Yaga says, but he denied the charge, saying he had a consensual sex with the girl. Kobe Maestro says, I guess yes, all because he has indirectly confirmed his guilt. This is a diplomatic strategy to acquaint himself of all this. Let me quickly take my final comment. I'll take that of Emmanuel Estiedu, who says, I believe he's done the honorable thing by apologizing. The lady had an agenda and she's done with it. GH girls. Well, so those some comments you brought in. For more comments, you could quickly go on to our Facebook page and also read the rest. So at this moment, this is when we get to find Lord in his corner and find out what's trending right there. So let's quickly go over to Lord Cote.
Wow. Now, today has been really packed with lots of issues. Now, we have Erefe telling the courts to drop the case against KKD because she's no longer interested, and KKD also comes out with an apology, and the Shraj boss has been suspended. So, well, let's go check out some of the tweets and reactions of all of you out there on social media, Twitter to be precise. The first tweet is from Nana Owari. He says, KKD case has reignited the debates on the need to amend the current law on rape, Criminal Offences Act 29, Chapter 6, Section 98. Okay, and this is from Orake, and he says KKD apologizes, and it's the whole statement. Yeah, the letter KKD wrote to the public. The third one is from Suraya Ikua. She says, how is this man going to mention the girl's name in full, then ask for privacy? Nope, nope, nope. Yeah, I mean, everything is spelled out there, and then they're saying we shouldn't say anything. And this is from Nana Mante. A good break from the bad precedence which was about to be created. Hashtag KKD. Well, I think it has already been created though. And this is from Elfrida Tete. I'm so mad. I can't believe this case didn't even go to trial. If he was innocent, wouldn't a judge have been the best to decide? Okay, your opinion there. And Ikua again. Withdrawing the case means nothing when it comes to the veracity of the allegations. I would keep an eye on KKD from now on regardless. Okay, and yes, some of the tweets coming in about the suspension of the Shraj boss. DX in Bro says, too little, too late. And this was in reaction to the post by Sisi, says Shraj boss suspended by President Mahama. And this is from Crown Prince. Oh, finally then suspend the Shraj boss. Long overdue. Yeah, lots of people saw this coming. And this is from Prince Edu Jemfi. Shraj boss suspension is a step in the right direction. High five to the president. You see, I told you. I mean, keep sending the tweets coming in, but I really do not know what to say about KKD's issue, and I don't even know why Erefe dropped the case, though. And then comes the Shraj boss suspension. Well, others are saying she has been sacked, but I'm sure in the coming days we'll get more details to that effect. So until then, this has more trending. My name is Lord Kote.
Right. So that's from. But let me ask you, Aisha, what do you make of KKD's apology?
I don't want to make a comment because
you don't want to make bad situation.
I don't want to make a situation bad because I have my own reservations and I don't want to go there.
Okay.
It's really something else. But what were people saying? I heard people talking on Facebook. What were the comments?
Diverse opinions. There's something he shouldn't have. That's a way of confirming the act that it really did happen.
Really did.
Yeah.
But he never denied that it happened.
He never confirmed that it was rape.
It was rape, okay. No. Yeah.
He only accepted that we did have consensual
and
sex.
So what the apology is to say that, okay, I accept that I have raped her. Or
he did not say raped, but he said trauma. When you use the word trauma, the trauma I have caused this young woman.
Okay,
it's quite suggestive.
Yeah, that he really raped her. But what do you think? You think he raped her or it was consensual?
I equally have reservations
about it. Okay, so that has been Joe and I and today's big story. But of course, the fire issue continues because people, the fire service has not been able to quench the fire or put off the fire. They're still doing their best. So we'll be following up and we'll bringing you more on that.
Right.
So that does it for tonight. My name is Aisha Ibrahim.
My name is Gladys Osei Asare. So thank you for your time.
You enjoy your evening.
Joy News Interactive was brought to you in association with
Surfline. It's about time.